Hello friends and welcome to another video lesson from DBOX Socks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. This video is in the playlist called Handling Dates in SQL. It's a new playlist. It's the first one in the series, and here we'll be learning how to handle the system date. Okay, so in Oracle SQL, a select statement must have a from clause. I believe you know that if you are familiar with SQL. If you're not, then do take note that in Oracle SQL, a select statement must have a from clause. Okay, so where that from clause must mention a table name. Okay, the same is true when we want to display today's date, also known as system date. So we shall be using, in that case, a table called dual for such purposes. Okay, let's look at a typical select statement. Select, and then a column name, from, this is the from clause, and then here's your dual table. Okay, so if you have seen my other videos in other playlists in this same channel, then you might have heard me mention that in Oracle SQL, there will be times when you are doing text processing, number processing, computation, date processing, and the values you are working with or working on are not necessarily coming from a table. In such cases, you will be using the dual table of Oracle. Okay, so in this case, you'll be learning about how to display and how to manipulate to a certain extent the system date or today's date. So this is what you'll be using. Select sysdate from dual. Again, sysdate is short for system date, which also means it refers to the date today. Okay, so let's execute this one. So we see the output 23rd or 23 March 2024. It is displayed in a certain format. And in fact, if you use somebody else's PC or laptop, this command might display the date in a slightly different format than the one you're seeing in this video. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's simply the result of some system parameter, the one called NLS date format, which we can talk about in some other later video. But for now, let's take a look at the date being displayed. Okay, so the format being displayed is this. So the format you're seeing is in this manner, in this format, dash MON dash YY, meaning, okay, I have written down here also the meanings of this formatting. So the DD is referring to the numeric value of the day, which is 2323. The MON is just the abbreviated or the first three characters of the month. In this case, it's March. You can only display MAR. And the YY is the last two digits of the year. So 24 instead of 2024. So there will be several combinations, permutations, if you will, of a date format mask, which you can use depending on your preference. Example, if you are US centric, then it is, month, followed by the DD, followed by the year. If it is British centric, then it would be DD, followed by the the month, followed by the year. Okay, so such differences. If it is Hong Kong, then you will have year, YYYY, followed by the month, followed by the day. So a couple of preferences, depending on the country, depending on the region. So if we look at this select statement that we have just executed, the column name in this case is sysdate. It's a column being referred to in the table dual. Okay, again, sysdate is short for system date. Now, if we wanted to display a future date, we can do that with a slight manipulation of this command, of this select statement. So since it's future, what you will do is you will do a plus. Let's say if you wanted to display the date 5 days from now, then you will do a sysdate plus 5. You're telling SQL or Oracle that you want to display the date 5 days from now. So you say sysdate plus 5. Okay, now so now the date is 23rd March. It should become 28th March if I execute this, right? Okay, so now we see 28th March 2024. If you want your SQL to be more readable, then you can apply spaces here in this numeric expression. That would still be fine. It will be working as expected. Okay, I've added space before and after the plus sign just for readability, and still it will give you the same result without throwing any kind of error, any syntax error. It will not. Likewise, if let's say you wanted to display to use an alias on the display, then you can feel free to do it. Okay, I can say like this, maybe sysdate plus 5 as today, maybe. So that's my alias. And then I will execute this. Okay. If you think nothing has changed, something did. The alias has replaced the column heading here. Now with the column header is labeled as today because of this aliasing here. So if you're not familiar with aliasing, there are two kinds of aliasing. One is for column, one is for table. In this case, I'm adding an alias, or I'm using an alias on the column expression, this one, sysdate plus 5. Sysdate plus 5 is not a column per se, but it is an expression that capitalizes on an existing column, which is sysdate. Okay, so we are using an alias called today, which is just a nickname, a way of customizing the display of the label of the column header. Okay, now if you're wondering about the as, this is a keyword for an alias, but you should know that it's also optional. Okay, so if you remove the as keyword, as, it will still be fine, and the alias will still be there. Okay, and here we are looking at a future date. Similarly, if you want to display a past date, you can do a minus, maybe minus 7 days, and then I can do an alias called past date. So I'm saying select sysdate minus 7, saying give me or show to me the date 7 days ago. That's the meaning of this. And again, the past date is just an alias, and it gives you the past date. Okay, so in this video, we've learned a couple of things, how to display today's date, also called system date or sysdate in Oracle. And we've learned that to display the system date, we can rely on the dual table of Oracle, unless I can show you some other example in some future video that you can also get the date if it's available in the table. But if it's not, then at the very least, you have the dual table to leverage on to display the system date. Also, in this video, we learn how to display a future date by doing a plus, in addition to the current date, and as well as displaying a past date by doing a minus on the current date, also called sysdate. Okay, thank you for watching and thank you for listening. If you haven't subscribed, then please click subscribe and click the bell. I'll be seeing you in the next video.